Like an abyss, it's blinking. You stare inside, its gaze is on you. You've already died, no point in your screaming. In the real world, you're orphaned in blue. Yet there's a world past the screen's hidden curtain, ready to pull you through dark, endless night. There you'll arise as a sultan uncertain. Here just a pariah, their hero in light. In that reflection of lofty and frightening, legions obey as you give them commands. Your flag will rise on the tower like lightning. Foes will tremble like petals in thunderous lands. Into the battle, your starships go flying, sent to the fray by your own mighty hand. Infantry charge where the bravest are dying, paying with lives for your single demand. You will discover in that exaltation what it means truly to rule and decide. Between mistake and wise hesitation, how blinded passion can rule from inside. Here you will learn all the worth of alliances, treachery hid in a friend's easy trust. How false connections break down with defiance, and chasing false visions will lead you to dust. Enemies praise you with feigned adoration, allies will curse you and drag you to swear. Friends may bind you in vows with fixation, fearing your sword in the enemy's lair. Drunk on the triumph you never expected, and you will awaken, it's nothing but dreams. Sky crashes down, your real world resurrected. The phone on the table alone starts to ring. Now you exist between magical wonder and the dull world you abandoned before. Dreams are crushed under reality's thunder, cold-hearted boots on your hopes evermore. But you who tasted the world past the mirror, can you return to where you began? Or will a laughing infernal river ruin your soul despite all your plans?
Step beyond the looking glass, prepare to test your will and fight. The harpies swoop for blood and brass, to seize the prize before the night. Pale blood flows fierce, a crimson stream, infernal fire pace the sky. Galactic war, a fever dream, the citadel's regime defy. The rules are scientific board, for science glory, all they claim. They turn the world to one accord, condemn their kin to toil and shame. To fight these tyrant ships deploy, not for the fleeting taste of fame. A royal fleet of worlds in void, the greatest power earns its name. Five mighty kings, their lands unite. They crown Paul king till end of days. They pledge their honor for the fight and rally all in regal race. Yet weary eyes with caution scan The free world's league stands firm apart. They guard their freedom as they can. From base and noble steel each heart. They know the price of kindly words, and always keep their blades in hand, to crush their foes with iron swords, and never bow to cruel command. But on the edge apart unseen, another power starts to grow. From deepest depths, from pain and mean, they rose from dust, endured each blow. Beset and pressed from every side, they forged a harsh dictating state. Now's Lord is called to lead with pride, and claim the right to guide their fate. He'll march to war with legions vast. His clever rabbits heed his call, to crush all those who dare to last. His battalions will smash them all. Yet somewhere in the dark there reigns a wicked, playful golden chime. Its blade strikes deep with greedy wings, as traitors brought for gain and crime. A crafty lead, a hungry band, weave interstellar secret deals. Their leader clutching golden hand, as Mammon's shadow slyly kneels. Still 1,000 worlds remain, uncertain whether fate will flow, ready to bow beneath the chain, to serve the strongest powers glow. So we'll grasp the tangled game, the madness of the cosmic night. Can you pursue sweet powers flame, and not lose reason in the fight? Forgotten and long-hidden stations, bringing truth in the light of the knowledge we bear. Flying high over endless and dark desolations, we present you the one and the only true care. Bow before us, become lowly servants of learning. Kneel and tremble and silence your inner desire. All your wishes are dust and your longing is burning in the footnotes of beasts that no one admires. You are nothing or never were only the power rules above you and takes you in cold iron hand. And believe us, we'll always be strong in the hour when your pride tries to rise and presume to withstand. But don't think that we're fighting, you're not adversaries. You're but matter for tests and statistical files. When we're done with collecting the data that varies, we will toss all your husks into waste in a pile. For the beacon of science must shine ever brightly, and the darkness must fall to the knowledge we wield. We step over the corpses advancing unsightly. Every nation shall bow, every stronghold shall yield. Those protesting will live in a tube or a chamber till the bioreactors consume every trace. We will prune every world with identical labor, leaving nothing but ash in the star's silent face. We shall seed every planet with artificial being, turning space into essence and matter and ore. And from all we extract we will launch without fleeing, to the edges of truth, ever searching for more.
Those who yield without fight shall be beaten and broken, made to toil without end, whether happy or not. They shall pay for their sins by the creed we have spoken. In the glory of science, our radiant thought. Our one goal is to seek without end or concession, to command every law nature dares to uphold. Let us speak without trickery, mask or confession. It's the Ubermen's dream that we're destined to mold. For this end we shall conquer all space with precision. For this end we shall shatter the granite of lore. You are fated to serve in a cold, clear decision, for the law of existence preserves us in war.
There once lived Paul, a great emperor reigning, with scepter in hand he bent worlds to his will. Before him all trembled, both tyrants remaining, and free peoples shivered, subdued by his skill. He rose to the throne by alliance unbroken, of kings from beyond, ever brave, never tamed, of heroes whose loyalty sworn and unspoken was pledged to his rule, to his ancient named fame. He ruled o'er the stars with his arm ever stretching, with words and with might all his foes he subdued. No rest in his quest in the wars he was waging, as starships to battle he boldly pursued. The wild cosmic rage of the battle unending, the thunder of troops as they stormed through the field, left foes and old friends in dumbstruck suspending, yet never could force him to falter or yield. But pride swelled within him, no bounds nor restriction, and vain was the dream that he dared to begin. A vision no creature would dream of or mention, in all of the worlds where a soul drew breath in. He strode to a temple on planet most hallowed, a galaxy's heart in a secret land, and spoke to the God as a child might have followed, to ready the heavens for war by his hand. And madness was met by a silence so hollow, yet darkness resounded, it spoke in its way. Between ghostly shadows and half-light to follow, he heard the decree, let there now be a war. He never did fathom how all fell asunder, as mist wrapped his sight and the glory was gone. In that very moment the world saw him plundered, and shame and disaster were fast coming on. A girl from the stars, her bloodline uncertain, perhaps royal born from a world far away, led cruisers and corvettes to fire and burn, and her fury grew stronger with each passing day. No force could withstand her steel, shattered and broken. His gaze turned to heavens, now trembling with dread, awaiting the storm with its deadly loud token. The missiles that roared as they rained overhead, and all who had bowed to him cowed by his power, and all who had trembled in fear at his name, or rose cast aside their subjection and power. His throne shook then fell to the void and to shame, and past the great tomb where the wind sweeps the embers, the leaves drift in silence, the seasons go by. Let this be a warning for all who remember, beware of the pride that may darken your sky. justice is always what's showing. Here's the heart of the free planet's alliance of all. We rejected the mask worn by proud sovereign powers. We despise the cold grip of a harsh overlord, and the plots of the merchants in ivory towers are but childish amusements we simply ignore. We are ready to fight for the cause of the free. We will carry his flame through the darkness at night, so that nations may follow and rise after we. And the memory of glory will shine ever bright. Justice stands as the blade that we wield in our hand. We defend all the weak from oppression and dread. And the moment we witness the cruel take a stand, we shall rise as one force till the tyrants have fled. We care little for gold in the shine of deceit. We are sick of the taste of the schemer's old game, and the threats of cold steel that once echoed in heat sound as empty as promises sold without shame. We shall not bow to pressure or brute strength of foes. We shall never steal land from a weaker domain, and the liar whose treachery openly shown shall be met by our fleet in a swift fierce campaign. You shall not break the might of the proud alliance. There is no place to flee when our legions arise. Only peace and a will to end war through compliance can bring calm to your hearts and some truth to your eyes. We extend you our hand in the spirit of union. Let us shoulder the burden of battle as one. May our bond be enshrined in a lasting communion, until the war cries are stilled and last fight is done.
That he didn't call us over when carving up the land, but steel is our Jehovah, not gold or gilded hand. Their lines were drawn in hallways by players of the game. Their coins ring out in all ways, our bayonets the same. Their coins ring out in all ways, our bayonets the same. We used to be harmless, so quiet, so small, afraid of the shadows, the night and the call. But fate made us fierce, gave us claws for the fight. Now nothing can stand in the path of our might. The starships start ascending, the tyrant calls to war. Snorting troops are blending, but vanish nevermore. Let giants fall in silence, let all the world collapse. No titan born of violence can stand on crumbling maps. No titan born of violence can stand on crumbling maps. We once were just bunnies with soft little paws, afraid of the dark and the wolf's silent jaws. But history forged us in fire and pain. Now we strike like a storm through the enemy's plane. perfection, the peak of mind and claw. In war and insurrection, we are the breaking law. We'll float the stars and planets like cabbage in a roll. This isn't stratagem, it's the hunger in our soul. This isn't stratagem, it's the hunger in our soul. We used to be trembling with nowhere to run, afraid of the howling, the teeth and the gun. But time turned us sharp, gave us reason and flame. Now we fight like the wild and we kill without shame. We spit on law and order from heights of endless space. No peace without a slaughter, no calm without the chase. No warrior is bolder than hair with battle brew, who rises from the smolder to charge into the dew. Who rises from the smolder to charge into the dew.
Where are we heading? Just tell us, Fabian. The universe endless, a fathomless sea. 1,000 strange worlds lie beyond every bend, and meeting them brings but calamity. There's predators bred for relentless attack, who sleep not nor lay down their arms in the night, and those who have studied the natural track, unleashing within them a terrible might. There's legions of life forms that swarm every sphere. Blue planets they crowd with their vast generations, and those who enforce their own justice from fear, they never sleep, lost in their grim occupations. Some races are weak, yet they cling to a hope, a faith in some power that watches them kindly. We'll never survive with such forces to cope. Why dig us a grave for the people so blindly?
You're right, Fabian said. We are brittle and bare. In body, in spirit, in mind we are fading. But how many warriors, brave and aware, fall trapped by the cause they believed worth crusading? Is right what is right, or what's shown to be so? And who plays the pawn in a game they don't see? How many Napoleons bloodied the snow, but served as mere toys for a hidden decree? The strong aren't the ones with the mightiest blade, but those who can summon the force when it matters. And wisdom walks close to the edge of the shade, when knowledge turns heavy and sanity shatters.
But what if they come to us, Fabian, say, ambassadors sent by the stars to demand us? What if with one word they expect us to pay, and fate draws its sword in a grip to command us? Then we shall submit, bend the knee if we must. Yet kneeling will never abandon our scheming. We'll take all their vices, the fear and the lust, and even their mercy, their weakness, the dreaming. For vice is the power that governs the all. No haven exists from its sly domination. Its demon, its angel, it answers the call. It tires not and grants no salvation. Their demons of terror will march at our will. Their soldiers will fight as our loyal defenders. Their cravings will serve us, their hungers fulfill, and crown us as kings, as their willing pretenders. But even when ruling them deep from within, we'll leave them enchanted, asleep in delusion. But nowhere in cosmos, through loss or through win, is there a deceit like self-made illusion. But what if they see through it, Fabian, then?
What if they awaken to find they were broken? They'll drown us in oceans of blood for our sin. Our cover will shatter, the silence be spoken. Or will you, like warlords of old, find a way and hire some mercenary swords for our keeping? But know they will run at the first hint of fray, when doom casts its shadow and death comes a-creeping. No, we shall not pay them to fight in our name, nor barter our future for fleeting alliance. We'll teach them instead that to earn their acclaim, they must spill their blood in our honored defiance. Let them slit each other for service and pride, for glory to stand as our loyal supplier. Let them by their own hand give up what they hide, their freedom, their fate, and their soul to the fire. But should they preserve the old ways of the just, their honor, their customs, their sacred tradition, then all our construction will crumble to dust. For one spark can lead to a whole new ignition. So we must distort what they once held as grand, their stories, their values, their creeds, and their glory. With lies we shall turn all their pride into sand, and twist every dream to a nightmarish story. They'll spit on the gods they once cherished with flame, destroy every statue with hands now defiant, and lulled by the sweetness we whisper in shame. They'll lose all their myths and become self-reliant, and when it is over, we'll cast the last spell. A darkness, a silence, a void unforgiving, their history drowned in a Lethean well, remembered as slaves, and never the living. Citizens, tell me, how long will we cower and bow to the rule of the science elite? Is life in submission the fate of our hour, or pride as we march through the smoke and the heat? How long shall we suffer their taxes and shackles, while loyal and silent we bleed for their cause? Must we let reason be forged into manacles, and send off our children to die for their laws? What scroll in the heavens, what fate ever written, declares they may take all they want from the rest? They want us to weep till their ledgers are smitten, but we were not born to be slaves at their behest. Made a sequel in spirit and vision. Each soul has a right to its place in the sun. To arms now, my people, cast off this division. The hour has come and our fight has begun. Let not their machines, nor their thunderous columns, nor grinding of gears strike our courage with dread. If freedom is not handed down to the fallen, then we shall arise and we'll take it instead. Their bots may compute at 100-fold faster, but none none can outpace desperation's mind. Their code may be genius, but chaos is faster. We'll drown it in spam and leave nothing behind. Each cruiser they launch may be worth a whole squadron, but built by a few on exploited terrain. Their armies are drafted from planets long sodden, where progress is choked and the poor bear the chain. Their power, though vast, is sustained by the plunder of worlds that they've broken and bent to their will. If slaves see their gods as no more than a blunder, then uprisings there will soon follow us still. We'll fight in the frost and the storm and the fire, through ruins they built on the bones of their pride. With knives in our teeth and our guts in the mire, we'll stare down the tyrants and cast them aside. So rise up, my friends, let fate in its fury not shake us with fear, but ignite us with flame. For cowardice is but the vilest of worries. We cast it aside and we rise without shame.
All citizens coming home, we cower and bow to the rule of the science elite. Is life in submission the fate of our hour, or pride as we march through the smoke and the heat? How long shall we suffer the taxes and shackles, while loyal and silent we bleed for their cause? Must we let reason be forged into manacles, and send off our children to die for their laws? What scroll in the heavens, what fate ever written, declares they may take all they want from the rest? They want us to weep till their ledgers are submitted, but we were not born to be slaves at their behest. The gods made us equal in spirit and vision. Each soul has a right to its place in the sun. To arms now, my people, cast off this division. The hour has come and our fight has begun. Let not their machines nor their thunderous columns, nor grinding of gears strike our courage with dread. If freedom is not handed down to the fallen, then we shall arise and we'll take it instead. Their bots may compute at 100-fold faster, but none can outpace desperation's mind. Their code may be genius, but chaos is faster. We'll drown it in spam and leave nothing behind. Each cruiser they launch may be worth a whole squadron, but built by a few on exploited terrain. Their armies are drafted from planets long sodden, where progress is choked and the poor bear the chain. Their power, though vast, is sustained by the plunder of worlds that they've broken and bent to their will. If slaves see their gods as no more than a blunder, then uprisings there will soon follow us still. We'll fight in the frost and the storm and the fire, through ruins they built on the bones of their pride. With knives in our teeth and our guts in the mire, we'll stare down the tyrants and cast them aside. So rise up, my friends, let fate in its fury not shake us with fear, but ignites us with flame. For cowardice is but the vilest of worries. We cast it aside and we rise without shame.
Professor, disturbed your mind so deeply, has power lost its flavor on your tongue? We built the alliance strong and neatly, united first, together we were young. Or is it rather power you are craving, to rule like kings, resplendent and alone? Is there a sorrow in your soul engraving, a wound too vague to truly call its own?
No, no, my friend, the throne does not entice me. I seek no robe, no scepter and no crown. But I can see the threat that now invites me, and wonder how we'll ever hold it down. Who's seen the face behind the citadel will never know a peaceful sleep again. To stop that beast, we must and we must well, or else this world will meet its bitter end.
You play coy games, Professor, yet you're clever. You know the strength Alliance still commands. We'll guard our peace and keep it safe forever, with friends who dare to lend us helping hands. I know that you've been writing in confession to some ambitious monarch on the rise. He sent a note to you by quick procession, but tell me what lies hidden in disguise. It's true that Mark's name is Paul, no less. He's young, a little wild, but full of fire. And if he finds a cause that he'll profess, together we could build a world much higher. Please understand, the old world is decaying, but we could gain a strength beyond compare. Forgive me if I tire of replaying the basics, must I always lay them bare? No, no, my friend, your schemes are growing bolder. You seek to bend young Paul beneath your sway. Then through the fog, your empire will smolder, a giant born to dominate the day. Quite right, dear Marshal, I'll align the stars and crown new kings within his sovereign ring. Then I, as his most trusted avatar, will rule their fates as if I were their king. And peace will reign between them and Alliance, control the course from deep within our core. A flawless path, a brilliant compliance, where power's prize is ours forevermore. No force in all, the stars could stand against you. The weaker realms will crumble at your feet. They'll learn to play the game that you dispense to, and bend to every law you dare repeat. But tell me this, how will you bring together the kings to march beneath one banner's call? What cause will bind their hearts and make them tether their thrones beneath the rising star of Paul? Ah yes, that cause is ready, ripe for thunder. Its name is known, the citadel of thought. Such dragon wakes the world from sleep and slumber, and every night will charge at battle wrought. Their flag will rise, a proud and gleaming token of 5 united kingdoms in the fight. They'll crush the minds and claim with virtue spoken that justice stood forever on their side. The press will sing the glory of their actions, and paint our rule as moral to the core. We'll raise a state of boundless satisfaction, the likes of which no world has seen before. It's all quite grand, but tell me in this vision, what place remains for us, the great alliance? When this grand plan assumes its full precision, what role do we retain in your compliance? I see in you a spark of something greater, but also, sir, the cunning of the snake. And where you lead, this road, this grander theater, is paved with dreams you know you'll one day break. You're right, my friend, the future will decide it, who's right or wrong, whose truth will be upheld. But while I grieve, I swear this and abide it, no war with Paul, while I still standing well. Then let us part, as comrades, not as traitors. Each walks the path that he believes is true. I'll stay with what remains of our creators, and you with Paul and all he dares to do.
We bring you news from the edge of the universe. Tales from afar, both chilling and grand. Things never seen, things dark and ominous. Fear that you'll feel from a distant land. Quakes from the void will rattle your sanity. Heat from the war will burn in your chest. Echoes of battles fought in profanity, blazing like fire in your quiet rest. Others' despair shall become your emotion. Grief's not your own will knock on your door. Hearts we will steal in a strange devotion, beating with us, enemy a war. Storms of revolt and sorrow will swallow you, sugar dissolving in boiling sea. You'll be a ghost, a voice crying hollow too, in someone else's catastrophe. Strung on the threads of fear and morality, your every shiver will serve our plan. Measured and mapped your soul's totality, and we alone hold the master's hand. But just a warning, whispered so pleasantly, don't try to find yourself in the glass. All that you'll feel is terror incessantly, grief that no mirror will let you pass. Try as you might to grasp your reflection, only to find a stranger instead. That's when you know your misperception made you a victim like all the
My Duke, may I ask you, how's life in these quarters? How large are your titles from vassalic estates? Forgive me, I've quite lost your capital's borders, but there's not a hint of progress within its old gates. Your fleet, I beheld it, what wonderful wonders, but truly you're more of a collector, I fear. Now sell me a probe, there is room for more plunders. I'll gift it to Alliance, display it right here. I see, honored guests, you are gracious and witty, but sir, I advise, don't mistake me for prey. I ask you to please be a touch more than pretty. Remember, I'm Duke, damn it, mind what you say. Forgive me, my Duke, let me speak with pure candor. Your virtues in writing I'd gladly parade, but readers, I'm certain, would yawn at such grandeur, and after page 3, they'll hang up in the shade. As General, sir, you are quite sympathetic. Your masterful enemies down in the ground, but headlines must shock, they must hit like an epic and freeze up the blood from the very first salve. You thrash all your neighbors, impressive, no question, but that's just a quarrel of backward old worlds. The reader desires a grander progression, armadas, god battles, cataclysm unfurled.
am I to find you these fleets, my dear fellow? My budget can barely repair what I've got to battle the titans I need in the mellow, at least to reach center of galaxy's plot. Well, here's my proposal to spark inspiration. The readers will love such a cunning advance. Prepare for crusade and begin preparation, and launch your armada at first real chance. You heard it, my duke, yes, you got it precisely. Crusade, for the readers, they'll love such a feat. The target I picked, and I did so quite wisely. Declare war on technocratic Citadel's fleet. You're mad, sir, I choked on my drink as you stated. I'm nothing, they're giants, I'm not one to shirk. Just give me a second, I need to be sated. My dying in battle is all in my work. But Duke, you need not throw your life to the slaughter. Just rally your banners, give war cries anew, and soon every system, each son and each daughter will rise against Citadel, loyal to you. Dozens of worlds all behind you will gather. Your wings spreading wide of a planet so small. Hundreds of corvettes will merge like no other. Unite an armada and smash through the wall, and press will exalt on your glorious story. This part of the project is mine to command. Your tale will resound in the legends and glories, surpassing O'Neill or something I planned. It's truly inspiring, but here lies the wrinkle that halts all these projects you've drafted so well. With my low-tech level, it's a miracle simple. If my fleet ever reaches the gates of their hell, by the time that my fleet even reaches the fight, the war will be over, my forecast is clear. I'll stumble and mumble, confused in my plight. Why did I set off? What am I doing here? Noble Duke, you need not in a panic invade Citadel with your forces just yet. Instead, make a move that is clever, organic. Just fly to their sector, then loop and reset. This daring maneuver will draw the professors, distract them with threat. What a brilliant outreach! Create a diversion and show to successors how simply you capture attention and teach. But tell me, dear sir, of these deeds you suggest, what's in it for me? What reward will I gain? To build up a fleet puts my realm to the test. It's ruinous, truly, I'm not being vain. My duke, between you and the Citadel's banners lie myriad backwards. Unfortunate worlds, subdue them, annex them, exploit their flow matters. You'll profit, you'll prosper, your flag is unfurled. No, damn you, smooth talker, you push any noble to leap into chaos with barely a nudge. Bring ink and decrees, let's prepare for some trouble. I'm Duke Moncanos, tomorrow we trudge.
Oh, at forced reply, am I ready for power to shoulder its burden and not be undone? When backstage intrigues in the shadows may glow, or will I, as in battle, stand firm till I've won? Am I set to lead the whole federation, foreseeing the drift of invisible schemes? To know when to act with hard confrontation and when to use gold to fulfill rulers' dreams. One truth you must grasp as you start your ascension. Power is a woman you first have to know. If you expect her to grant you rejection, you'll bow before her and never it will grow. She favors the ones who don't dread to release her, who lose her as lightly as noon's fleeting gleam. The easier you are prepared to dismiss her, the more you attract her. It's law, not a dream. She loathes those who cling to her tight, ever striving to choke her, possessed by a desperate need, but richly rewards the ones who, contriving, let her soar unbound and let liberty lead. The more you divide up your power's dominion, the more it returns to your hands every day. You'll honor our name with immortal opinion by granting your subjects the freedom to sway. Share power with them, bring them into to decisions and infinite strength you'll in turn will acquire. Let their own interests align with your visions, and falsehood and fancies become truth inspired. But isn't there danger in such revelations? Might they perceive me as losing my spine and following dreams and their own inclinations? Might I be the one who deceives by design? Remember, your foe is both blind and confounded. If ever he thinks he has caught you and bound, and better your subjects' belief be well grounded, that they with you all that they wish have found. Sell power's illusion as theirs for the taking, and worlds will collapse at your feet all undone. Success will be yours without bloodshed or breaking. Where fools fight to ruin, you've already won. Bow down to the weak with respect, gently spoken, and courteously yield to a peer's firm demand. But the strong, though they rule with a crown or a token, destroy or with honey deception withstand. Let all think that failure was chance, merely faded, a whim of the stars or a dice roll of chance. Let fate be the reason their hopes are frustrated, and drown them in oceans of sorrow's expanse. Thank you, OF4s, I'm calm and collected. If your words and mine are in harmony's ring, I know a good merchant is more than protected. In Carthage, our city is Rome's equal king. Today, fellow scholars, our council assembles for reasons of utmost importance. You see, there's some and their factors now pose us a problem, disrupting the flow of our daily routine. Within the domains under Neo's command, a fact I must share with you all here and now. A neutron black quasi-hole west of Leo has opened a threat we must study somehow. According to logs from the system controllers, it swallowed a Corvette on regular sweep, 14 of our probes, then a cargo patroller, and 8 heavy missiles from deep inner steep. All 6 of the sector fleet ships made connection with this newfound object, as records explain. Yet based on the latest and final transmissions, they're silent, except this is fact, not as claim. I think, dear colleague, your black hole assumption is faulty and surely requires a check. It seems we're at war, someone's hunting and burning our ships, and the wreckage is all that is left. Forgive me, but who could with such a conviction engage us in open and real attack? No leader could manage such sharp contradiction, some relic forgotten and gone from the track. Perhaps you are right, but I'd still recommend requesting support from our vassal domain. And just to make sure we're not facing this end, add one of the cruisers, the largest in chain. Agreed, but the fleet's heavy cruisers are precious. We've only 5 left, and one's out of sight. It's off past the border, its mission is secret. It works in the shadows beyond moral right. Could you, my friend, be a little more candid? Where are you sending our cruisers away? It's awkward to ask you of panspermia. Abandon the project or harvest today. dozens of worlds as our schedule prescribes. We bred them as servants in roles beneficial for mining, for milking, and all types of lives. The first cluster now is prepared for subjection in Demeter's cluster by course distant light. A cruiser will bring them command and direction. The game will continue, but not as this night. Excellent colleagues, the project's in motion. But what about Neo? Wipe out every soul. Fantastic dispatch the fleet with devotion. Council is closed, let us head for our home. Bow down in silence and cover your eyes. Press cold, trembling hands to your shivering ears, as if in a moment the storm will arise, and the hum of your thoughts stirs your deepest of fears. Put on your glasses and fasten your belt. If you have shelter, then hide there, don't linger. Through galaxies cold, their approach can be felt, and under the night chills crawl down your fingers. From galactic abysses, from fathomless deep, it races towards you through parsecs of black. Titanic turbines in thunderous sweep. The ghost ship immortal is launching attack. Born by a genius for tempest designed, stealing its will and relentless in motion, where brilliance and madness are twisted combined, and horror itself finds a living devotion. With neutron beams tearing the heavens apart, it strikes like the thunder of gods on the masses, and dew in the morning is widow's faint cry at sight of this herald from pitiless ashes. It's Alpha, Omega, the end and the spark. It's death and beginning, the dark and the living. If needed, it'll shatter the firmament's arc, defying its maker, its venomous giving. Who are you to stand in a genius way, to challenge the lords of the hyperspace sea? Thing one, disappear, let your soul fade away, or bear ghostly shadow over to be.